lot of people from
Shermichael, I think you actually misheard what she. Okay. I think you misheard what she said.
No, she missaid what she said, Abby. That's disgusting.
No, he purposely misheard it.
She said.
I purposely
yes, she did.
So now you're in my brain.
Shermichael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I will have advocated?
Look at that. It just shows you the power dynamics, don't it? Don't it? It do something for you. How many black men are watching this going, damn, look at the way that sister treated that black man. Got a black face in a high place. It don't matter. Still cater to the white lady.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
The political analysis of this, though, is, and a lot of average people are looking at it this way, why is it that we can let 20 million people into the country just walk across, whatever, and there's no real process for them to do that, but then we have to individually pick out every single person and go through years upon years upon years of paperwork and this and that and the other, and all we're trying to do is send them back to where they came from because they came here illegally in the first place. 20 million in with no process. How do you get 20 million out with years and years of people fighting every single case? You could cherry pick any case you want. But the reality is the crisis that put Donald Trump in the White House was caused over years and years and years of neglect and letting people walk into here without any process at all. And now you're trying to gum up the works to keep them here.
A lot of them came in. A lot of them came in with parole. A lot of them came in.
CNN polling shows 54% of Americans want Mr.
November polling
showed
Donald Trump won the election.
That's CNN polling.
The public is shifting. We are a sovereign nation, and you cannot just come into our country illegally whenever the heck you want, because we can't do it to any other country on the face of this earth.
Asylum is illegal, right?
If you come in illegally, you have to leave. Americans are tired of that. We do not have unlimited resources.
You know who was here illegally with a deportation order? Marco Rubio's grandfather.
All right,
we're not talking about Marco Rubio.
Oh, now we're not? Now that's not relevant?
It's not
relevant. No, I'm talking about Marco Rubio because Marco Rubio used to be an advocate for TPS for Venezuelans, and Marco Rubio used to be an advocate for Nicaraguans and Cubans. No, I know you're not.
If you come to this country illegally, you are going home. Simple as that. We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people, other than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot of people
There's a big difference. There is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said.
There's a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said, Shermichael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Let me care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people, other than the black people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
It's a clumsy, long sentence, a run-on sentence. And she's interrupting him while he's talking. So while he's talking, he's not hearing part of that sentence is getting lost in translation. That's what I believe happened here. But let's go a little further.
People who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said.
I said there is a lot of
There's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said.
There's a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said, Shermichael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Let me just heard me say
that other than the black
Anna and Shermichael.
There are a lot of people from
Shermichael, I think you actually
And Abby's right there to support her. Isn't that something? That's sweet.
Let me just share Michael.
Other than the black
Anna and Shermichael.
There are a lot of people from
Shermichael, I think you actually misheard what she. I think you misheard what she said.
No, he purposely misheard.
She said.
I purposely
yes, she did.
So now you're in my brain.
Shermichael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I will have advocated for black people my entire life and say something like that?
Because you've advocated for black people, great. Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, Shermichael.
That's said I can never say anything racist because I've advocated for all the black people. I always advocate for the blacks. I helped Kamala when she came on The View. You know, I'm a full-fledged black person. That's how they think. They own you. They act like they own black people. Because she said something one time, somewhere, some occasion. I defend the blacks. Them the same Latinos. Those are the same type of Latinos that use the N-word. And then say they got to pass because they. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. My Latinos know what I'm talking about. Let these people know that you know what I'm talking about. This is a liberal move all day. They do it all the time. I consider Ana Navarro white people. She one of the white liberals. That's how she acted. That's how she carried it. I was always good to you people. I've always been good to you people. And just like class and party, Abby lines up behind Ana. Malcolm Thompson, Ana Navarro's Nicaraguan. Okay, I thought she was Cuban. Thanks, brother. See, but she think that's all her people, though. As you heard her say it, Abby is Afro-Trinidadian. That's why Abby never reacts when these people butcher Black American narratives in history. Man, that's why I tell you, man, Malcolm, thank you, brother.
Right, I'm Latino and my people are being racially profiled.
It is. And do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Sure,
do I want to go there?
No, I don't.
Do you really want to go there?
It's kind of crazy because as a Black American, did you hear what she just said? As a white American, as a Latino, as an Asian American, as a Native American, Indigenous Americans and Black. What she just said it clarifies some things. I'm tired of people not getting when I'm trying to clarify it. She said, my people are being racially profiled. If Abrego was Black, this conversation wouldn't even have taken place. You know what I'm saying? That comment is so on point. That comment is so on point. Lord have mercy. I want to thank you always for that comment because it makes me feel better. You know, it makes me feel like everybody is not drunk off mainstream nonsense. Like, you get it. You get it. So when I tell you there is an agenda at foot, when I say there's an agenda at foot, when the Democrats are just playing Black people for fools, Ana Navarro just have to cut out the bag. But you got to be willing to accept it. Even her gift wrapping this segment and eroding all the BS lies about the big tent and all this shit, it won't work for you. You won't see through it unless you're ready to. Are you ready to see through it? Or are you still going to go with the talking points that the liberals and CNN and TYTs and MSNBC and all the independent progressive media kumbaya acting and bullshit? If that was true, man, if Ana Navarro was being honest and if it was true that the Democrats are such a big tent, why are we still on the bottom? Why are Black people stuck to the bottom in America, in the economic hierarchy of the country? If we've had this party, this great big tent that's full of progressives too, full of them too, they there too, why are we still stuck at the bottom if this is working, if this is cool, if what you think is true? If I'm wrong, why hasn't been working for us? Or you think the Republicans have made a concerted effort, the Republicans by themselves, and it's been able to work for 55 years since civil rights. They that powerful, huh? By themselves. Man, you know, she just gave it to you. She gave the game. I feel like she got a game on a silver platter.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I will have advocated for Black people my entire life and say something like that?
Because you've advocated for Black people, great, congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm Black, you're not.
Okay, Shermichael.
That's right. I'm Latino and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
And
do I have to remind you the history of my people?
Sure.
Do I want to go there?
No, I don't.
Do you really want to go there?
We're going to go to...
I'm really having a hard time seeing the difference between her and Megyn Kelly. Is there a difference between her and Megyn Kelly, folks? I know the history of your people. Something you can tell me Akata that I don't already know. Now, she wouldn't use those words, but the mannerisms, the tone of voice, the dismissive attitude, exactly the same. Ana Navarro, when you're put in a situation where you're talking to a black man and you got to tell him that you know his history, you lost. When you're telling him you know his history, he says, I'm a black man. You ain't black. What are you talking about? Your response is, I know about black people. I know your history. I went to school. I know your history. That says everything we need to be said about you. But I need people to wake up to it.
We'll be right back.
When I was studying history, like the president.
She's still talking. Look at Abby. Miss Phillip, Mrs. Phillips. Look at her. If I'm tired of this shit, had to face it be this.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people other than the black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot of...
See, okay, here we go. That's what it is. It's her bad usage of the English language. She butchered the hell out of that sentence. That's what it is, Anna. You don't speak well. In fact, my ears didn't perk up till you said black and slave, but that time you halfway down the street and you about to add in all this additional stuff. And no one knows where you're going, and then you land, and your last word is come here illegally. Huh? Using black people slaves, and then the end of your sentence is come here illegally. Kirk says, Ana Navarro tried to use the black Americans or immigrants. She code and glitched. Dog, I tried to decipher what she meant. I don't know why even bring us in the conversation? Why not just talk about what's on the table? What's on the table is, immigration and migrants. Why even bring in the African slaves and black Americans? Why do it? I know Abby stuck up for you because that's what she does. Girl power. But, Democrats. But, now this is on her. That's on her. That's who that is. That's her right there. I'm sorry, guys. That's obvious.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
We do not have unlimited resources.
I think a lot of Americans
to take care of other people.
There's a hell of a lot of people other than the black
Anna.
people who were brought here as slaves who came to this country illegally.
They're not the same as black people who were brought here against our will.
That's exactly what I just said. I said there is a lot
across the border. There's a big
difference.
The black there is a big difference.
That's exactly what I just said.
There's a big difference.
Shermichael.
And another thing too, that's what she said is bogus. It's really bogus here. And I want to, when those other people came to this country, they didn't get any help. Yo, they spent billions of dollars clothing and giving clothing and shelter and vouchers and shit and credit cards and ATM and debit cards. In New York, they created a whole new credit card system, debit card system to feed them. They didn't even want to give them the cheese sandwich in the cheese line. They said, oh, my tummy hurt. My tummy hurt. Oh, there's free food and free housing and free air and heat and medicine and health checkup and security. So they went and gave them debit cards, created a whole new banking system so that they could order food like DoorDash, whatever they want. All for migrants. Now, when people came over Ellis Island, when the Poles came, when the Italians came, when the Irish came, we didn't have shit. They came to nothing. We didn't have any social programs. We damn sure wasn't spent. How much? Was it 5.9 or $6.1 billion New York spent? What was it? $500 million. Chicago, Illinois can't even keep its schools open. But Chicago spent $500 million on your people. Now, don't go comparing that to what happened with other groups that came over, because ain't nobody spent. They didn't care if they didn't care if the Polish died in the streets. They damn sure didn't care what happened to the Irish when they came over here. Treated them like dogs and didn't care what happened to them. No, you can't do it. You did this, Ana, with your big mouth. You opened up a can of whip ass. And I'm going to whip it. Yeah, I can whip it. You are trying to make it seem like those people that came across Ellis Island, that's same as what's happening with Biden? What happened under your Democratic Party? Your friend Biden, your good friend Joe Biden, your pal? That's what you're doing? That's what we doing? Nah, it ain't the same. They closed down black schools, told black kids stay home, just so they could house migrants in the schools. Nobody did no shit like that for migrants coming off their boat. And they were white. When them people but I guess at the time they weren't considered white. They were just considered their nationality, which is what I thought you were. But not anymore, huh? As your people are getting racially profiled. But when those people from various countries came over, they didn't get no carpets rolled out. No. There was no welcoming committee. There was no getting them situated and nah. So what she's saying here is a complete fallacy, folks. It's not historically accurate. It was not the deal. When the Japanese came over, it wasn't like people rolled out the red carpet. You come here to work, you can't even stay. You can't bring your women. What was all the rules they had about the Japanese coming and working? Or the Chinese? What was it? It's all types of stuff. I know, I'm trying to think. Nina Turner, she knows all this. She was out, nailing it. The Asian Exclusion Act? But anyway, nah, man. The way that your people have been treated coming over to this country in the last 10 years or whatever, unprecedented. There's nothing else like it. Nothing else like it in this country ever happened. And what just happened under the last 4 years, and everybody was quiet, church mouse, cotton, you know the analogy, under Biden, when 20 million people, more people came across that border under Biden than any other president ever. He set records. And the way they got treated, the way the carpet was rolled out, totally, nah.
That's what I just said, Shermichael. Look and act indignant. That's exactly what I just said.
Acting indignant.
Let me just
Shermichael. That's other than the black
Anna and Shermichael.
There are a lot of people from many
I think you actually misheard what I think you misheard what she said.
No, she missaid what she said, Abby. That's disgusting.
No, he purposely misheard it.
She said.
I purposely misheard it. So now you're in my brain.
Shermichael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I will have advocated?
Look at that. It just shows you the power dynamics, don't it? It do something for you. How many black men are watching this going, damn, look at the way that sister treated that black man. See, it don't matter what the face is. Doesn't matter what the brown face, you got a black face in a high place. It don't matter. Still cater to the white lady. Right? Even when she's wrong. Even when she's wrong, her using black people to try to make her point, put her in this situation to begin with. Just use a shitty sentence that made no sense that ended with illegally came here. After interjecting black people enslaved, which is really not something anybody who's not arrogant as hell would do. Only the most arrogant jackass who's not black grabs their blackness in slavery and uses it to throw it like a hand grenade into a conversation to blow up an argument. But a Democrat would. And it's just sad that some people don't see it, but I want you to see it. You see it, right? You and me, we right here, right? We right here, right? You get it. You understand the arrogance it would take to be that person. Most people want to back away from these types of conversations. They don't initiate them. And then what we got? We got Abby on cleanup. Oh, Lord, let me clean up a heart and a good people. And it's her show. Why you got to clean up for this white woman with a taco in her purse? It's a nice purse. It's probably Gucci or something. Probably better than Gucci. I don't know all the names, all the great purses. It ain't a Coach bag. Coach is all right, but you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, let me clean up a hot Anna. Shermichael, you shut up. Get over here, clean up this mess over here. You done caused talking back to Miss Anna. Feel like John Witherspoon. Okay. Now, but seriously, guys, this is a horrible, horrible display that happened here. Didn't have to happen.
Anna, for black people my entire life and say something like that.
Anna, because you've advocated for black people, great. Stop. Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black.
She said she's been advocating for black people her entire life. What the hell you done for black people, Ana Navarro? What you mean you've been working for black people for your whole life? You've been working for black people, huh? I've been working hard for you blacks. My whole life I had to fight. She reenacted The Color Purple up in here. Off of her good stewardship, her advocacy for the blacks. One time, I hired a black person that time to drive me where I needed to go that time. I always look out for y'all. Listen to this. Boy, look, I gotta give it to Scott Jennings. Staying the hell out the way. In fact, notice, guys, I'm sorry, notice no one else on the panel said a damn thing. Scott Jennings is quiet, he over there like chilling. He out of this, like, don't put me in this. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm over here. Look at, notice Scott Jennings and the rest of the people. All out the way.
Shermichael, listen to me for just a second.
Is that where we're going?
You think I would say I will have advocated for black people my entire life and say something like that?
Anna,
because you've advocated for black people, great. Congratulations. Last time I checked, I'm black. You're not.
Okay, Shermichael.
That's right. I'm Latino and my people are being racially profiled.
It is.
And
do I have to?
Y'all stop telling me this. I had people say, Tim Black, don't you? Nah, Tim, Shermichael ain't got a black wife. So he ain't cool. He ain't down for black people. I'm like, well, you sound down to me. Right there. That's better than I heard Van Jones. That's harder than I heard Van Jones go. I ain't never seen Shermichael on TV just... I ain't never seen him do the Cory Booker or the Van Jones. And he probably likes some people. But I ain't never seen him do it. Oh, because he got his wife is from the Middle East, I think. I don't know. I don't want to guess. She seems like she may have me of Middle Eastern descent. Does that mean he's not? She could be Muslim. You don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. But nah, he sound black tonight. You sound black tonight. He don't sound like Paris Dennett. He don't sound like Paris Dennett and Cory Booker. You know. Nah, man, pretty good job. Give him his props.
Remind you the history of my people.
Sure,
do I want to go there?
No, I don't.
Do you really want to go there?
Raul, we're going to go to break. Raul Reyes, thank you very much for joining us. Everybody else, hang tight.
History was not
we'll be right back.
When I was studying history, like the
Abby, like, what's wrong with these fools, man? I can't take y'all nowhere. I take y'all to Great Adventure. Y'all jump out the boat. Don't jump out the boat. Small world. Small world. Folks, let me just say something here that I find very interesting about this whole thing is that why do I get a feeling like maybe this was staged? It just feels like, I don't know, man. Look, I know that when you see people on TV, it's obvious that that's not the totality of who they are. They, you know what I'm saying? We know it's only their television persona, right? But I'm trying to tell you, man, I don't know. I don't know. It's just too good. It's just too hot. It's almost too hot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm going to take it for what it is. I'm not going to say it's inauthentic. It's a little, I got like 5% of me is like, I don't know. Because, I mean, come on. They was talking right through the break. Like, no one yelled, cut. But I give it up once again for the rest of the panel just letting this happen. Just, I ain't jumping in there. Scott was like, hey, look, I'm not getting in trouble with the blacks. I'm good. I got nothing to say. I'm not nothing to say. Scott, like, I'm over here. Look, calm, like, white guy in the corner, chilling. Yeah.
Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.